You know they lied to you. You know they hurt you. You know the relationship was unhealthy. So why are you still waiting for them to explain themselves to you? Why do you imagine that one conversation where they finally sit down, tell you the truth, apologize for what they did wrong, admit to whatever they did to you, will suddenly make you feel right about the whole thing? And you may not even want them back. You want to understand why they treated you the way they did. You want them to admit that they hurt you. You want them to finally say, oh yes, I did that. You didn't imagine it. And if you've been wondering why you can't seem to let go without getting that conversation, I want you to understand something. You may not actually be waiting for the person. You may be waiting for the ending you never got. I know this because I lived it. There was a time where I desperately wanted him to explain himself to me. I wanted to understand why someone who could make me feel so loved also hurt me so badly in equal measure. I wanted to know why he lied, why he could make me feel so loved in one moment and completely confused the next moment. Why I kept finding myself apologizing, explaining myself, and questioning my own memory. And I honestly believe that if he could just sit down with me and tell me the truth, that I would finally be able to move on. I thought I needed him to say, yes, I did that. I hurt you. You were right. But I eventually realized something. I was asking the person who created the confusion to be the one to clear it up. And that is where I think many people get stuck. Sometimes you want closure because you want someone to confirm that you are not imagining things. When you've been lied to, denied, blamed, and made to question your own memory, you can eventually start doubting yourself. You start thinking, maybe I misunderstood. Maybe I was too sensitive. Maybe I made it bigger than it really was. So you start waiting for them to admit what happened. You will think that if they finally admit it, if they finally say it, you will realize that you were not the crazy one. But the truth is, you don't need the person who hurt you to confirm the experience. You were there. You knew what happened. And sometimes, the reason you keep still thinking about them is because you are waiting for your mind to make sense of that contradiction. You remember the good moments, you remember the affection, you remember the person you thought you knew. Then you remember what happened when nobody else was around. So your mind keeps asking, how could someone who claimed to love me treat me like this? This question can keep you tied to someone long after the relationship has ended. And there is another part people don't talk about enough. Sometimes you are not grieving the person you actually lost. You are grieving who you thought they were, the future you imagined, the relationship you were trying so hard to build. That is why knowing they hurt you doesn't always make letting go easy. And then there is the apology. You were waiting for them to say, I was wrong, I am sorry, you didn't deserve that. But what happens if they never say it? What happens if they keep denying everything? I had to learn this myself. There was a point in my own experience where I realized that I was waiting for him to explain what happened to me, even when I knew exactly what happened. And that was when I started asking myself a different question. The question I started asking myself was no longer, why won't he admit it? But why do I need him to admit it before I can believe myself? And if you are in that place right now, try asking yourself the same question. You can even write them down. What happened? How did it make me feel? And what do I know now that I didn't know then? Don't write what you wish they will say. Write what you know. Because closure does not come from one final conversation. Sometimes it begins when you stop waiting for the person that hurt you to explain your pain. If you are still waiting for closure from someone that hurt you, try something different. Get a notebook. Write 3 things down. 1. What happened? 2. How it made you feel. And 3. What you know now that you didn't know then. And when you are writing these things down, don't write what you wish they would say. Write exactly what you know. Because sometimes healing starts when you stop waiting for another person to explain your own experience to you. If you feel deeply attached to someone who repeatedly hurts you, especially where there is a cycle of hurt, apologies, and hope, what you are experiencing may be a trauma bond. That attachment can make living emotionally difficult, even when you know the relationship was hurting you. So please, don't call yourself stupid. Don't call yourself weak. And don't think there is something wrong with you because you still want answers. You are simply trying to make sense of something that hurts you. You don't need their confession to believe yourself. You don't need their apology before you are allowed to heal. And you do not need one final conversation before you are allowed to move forward. If you are still waiting for closure, tell me in the comments what you wish they finally admit to you. You don't have to mention their name. And if you know someone who is stuck waiting for closure from someone that hurt them, share this with them. Sometimes the closure we keep waiting for from them begins with us believing ourselves.